Matthew chapter 7, verse 16. Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? Now this verse right here and the one under it, verse 20 that says, whereby their fruits ye shall know them. These are some of the most favorite verses of people who believe that you have to do works to prove that you're saved or to get saved. They pretty much see it as a smoking gun. Literally, it says right there that you shall know them by their fruits. So obviously, if you're not producing any fruit, then you're not saved. Case closed. Not so fast. It's time for your friendly neighborhood Baptist to break down these verses and properly explain to you really what they're saying. Them and their are pronouns, and they need a subject to apply to. So in the verse, literally right before verse 16 and 15, it says, beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. The them and the there are false prophets. So what those verses are saying is that you shall know false prophets by their fruit. And the point of that is saying that a false prophet is someone who is a leader. It's someone who has a following. So you can judge someone who erects themselves as a leader, as someone who should be listened to by their congregation, by the people who are listening to them. If you want to know what someone thinks, don't go to them, go to the people who listen to them, because then you'll really know what they think. These verses cannot be applied to just Joe Christian, anybody who's a saved person, because every saved person does not produce fruit. Now, you should produce fruit, but you're not always going to if you're backslidden or if you're ignorant as a Christian. And so these verses do not apply to you. It explicitly says that the people that you need to watch their fruit and that, they are as ravening wolves and that you can know them by their fruit are false prophets. And so to try to apply this to every Christian is taking the verse entirely out of context, and you're manipulating it to say something that it never intended to say. I heard a good example for this in a sermon that I listened to about this verse, and it said that basically, if an apple is by itself, and it's not producing any other apples, it hasn't become an apple tree yet, can you say, this isn't an apple, it's not producing any other apples? No, because that would be really, really stupid. But if someone is going to call themselves an apple tree and they're producing oranges, then okay, this is fraudulent. And how ironic is it that this verse is literally saying that you have to beware of false prophets because you can know them by their fruit because they produce bad fruit. And it's literally used by false prophets as to say that you have to have fruit or you have to have good fruit to be a Christian. It's always the false prophets who are using this as justification to say that you need to do X, Y, and Z to be a Christian. And then literally the next passage right under it is another favorite of false teachers where it talks about how, God, he kicks these people out because he's like, depart from me, I never knew you. When it's so crazy, I don't even know how they could twist these verses to make it sound like you have to do works to please God. Because when these people are talking to the Lord, they're saying, we've done these works, we've done X, Y, and Z, we did these things. So, why aren't you accepting us? They never said, hey, I believed on you. I put all my faith in you. I trusted in you. I called upon your name. You can't kick me out. They're listing off works. And that's why Jesus says, depart from me. And because it's not about your works. Your works will never save you. Only thing that saves you is belief on Christ. And so because they didn't list that as something that is a reason why they should go to heaven, that's why God says, depart from me, I never knew you. Not that I knew you at a time and then you got backslidden and then I forgot about you. It's I never knew you. You were never my child, because either you are God's child and you will be forever, or you're not and you can be if you get sick.